Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this lesson, I'm going to be showing my 5-string bass players a little tip that you might find useful coming up. All right, guys, so I just want to make this real quick. Just want to show you this small tip that I still use constantly that I kind of discovered some years ago when I first started playing 5-string, and just showing you the advantages of having this B string and why it's there. Not only because it has the low B, and some people tune down. A lot of guys in gospel I know tune down to B flat or even to A, but having that advantage of that B string to the C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and after that, you're just that's the lowest note that you can actually possibly have without going to the E on the E string. But anyway, that's one advantage to having those very, very low, deep notes. But actually another advantage is just physically. Physically moving around the fretboard, you have an advantage of hitting one of the notes on a B string versus playing an octave higher. All right, so this is what I mean. This is kind of a concept that I thought about once I heard Victor Wooten do something similar. But he was talking about the two-hand tapping technique. I don't know how many of you have discovered or actually messed around or played around with the two-hand tapping technique. So he was going between a G minor to a C7, so he was tapping that. And when I thought about it, he was bringing these low notes down. That was one of the reasons for his tapping those and stretching those notes out, because he's moving that bass note. He's moving that bass note down an octave. I literally just made a bass face just because I played a low note. But anyway, hope you didn't catch it. So he played it down here for the G minor 7, and then the C down there on the 3rd fret for the C7. But anyway, this is just a chord progression that I was working out. What I want to show you, it was just a chord progression that I was doing. It was just a C minor 7 to an F7, a F dominant 7 to a B flat major 7. So I'll write it here so you can, you can visually see it. So I had a C minor 7, F7, and a B flat major 7. All right, so that was that's a 2-5-1 progression. If you haven't seen that progression, geez, please go look at it. I'm explaining a lot with that progression, how it works, what you can do over it, what it means, what those numbers actually mean. But it's a 2-5-1 progression if you guys don't know. So I'm just going to go through this really quick. I'm not going to spell anything out, just go over it quick. So just using the chord names, C minor 7, all right, playing that on the A string. My bass note is on the A string. F7. Right, I'm playing the F here. I'm playing the octave, 3rd of the octave on the G string. So I'm playing a little bit different. Or which I can also play it that way too as well. But I'm playing C minor 7, F7, and then B flat major 7. So what I did was I just kind of discovered. I said, what if I move those notes? Now with playing a 4-string, I couldn't do this. But when I start playing 5-string and 6-string and 7-string, I started experimenting with all different types of chords and chord structures and things like that. But anyway, so I said, okay, I have a C minor 7 here, so let me move this down here. Let me move that C here since I have a B string. Now I have like a very low, and I love the tone of that that note on the B string here up in this register of the bass. Just gives it such a warm, round tone. So it has. So you play that C here, the octave of C, but your chord still stays the same. So your fingering has to change a little bit differently, but you're just moving the bass note down. So with every single chord progression that I was doing, even when I was in like jazz combo in high school and things like that, and I would read the chord charts and try to read the guitar part when the guitar player wasn't there, and I would actually play the chords along with that, but the bass was still missing. So I was like, how can I play the bass note or get a low enough bass note and still play the chord structure or the essence of that chord and still keep it in there? So I was like, that's a pretty low note. That's the note on the E string on the 8th fret. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I can get that all the way down here. But anyway, so I had an F7 here. Can't really go any lower than that, right? I don't have a 7-string going in the opposite direction. But anyway, so the 7-string, that was pretty cool. I can get that, that nice F here that I will either play here or play here, right? But that would be too low. That's too much of a stretch. But anyway, so this chord is pretty cool. I kept that the same. All right, now for my next chord, my B flat major 7. All right, so my bass note will be on the 13th fret, playing with my second finger. So I kept the quality of that chord. I still played the 3rd and the 7th, but I moved that B flat down an octave. Oh man, I mean, that's music. That. I love it. Sounds amazing. Just moving that bass note down an octave, it makes that much of a difference. It really opens up the chord and makes it sound like almost like a double, like a guitar and bass at the same time. Love it. So all together. It just sounds great. I mean, both ways sound great, but when you can kind of stretch that bass note to be able to have a lower bass tone for your bass line, that was the regular way. Sounds good. Switch it. You hear the difference? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It sounds it was a little tip that I kind of came up with just from the concept of me watching the great Vic play those two-hand tapping techniques. So I thought about it. You know, he's bringing that, really opening up the chord. You know, so how can I do that with a five string when I finally got one? You know, what that are some of those. Sorry, those are some of the advantages that you have with a 5-string. You know, not only because of the low notes, but because you have a different ability to be able to reach certain notes up here in this register of the bass than you would have playing a 4-string. But anyway, there's no personal, there's no one over the other or preference. There's just different things and different ways you can approach playing a 5-string or playing a 4-string. And one of those ways is approaching chord structures. Or, right? So whatever chord you think of, whatever chord you can play, it could be a dominant chord. It doesn't matter. It can be a major 7 chord. It can be a C minor 7, not C minor, but it can be a minor 7 chord. Doesn't matter. But if you have the ability to bring that down an octave, I would practice doing that. Whenever you come to a chord that has that, has that opportunity, I would try to do that and try different fingering, because if you notice, my fingering changes completely. Well, not completely, but one note still stays the same. My 4th finger still stays there. So I'm going from this finger, I'm going from a 3, 1, 4 to a 1, 2, 4 for the same chord, right? But anyway, all right, take this and run with it. Take it slow, and then make sure your notes are coming out clean, clear, and precise. And until next time, I'll see you. Hold on, wait. So a lot of people have been asking me about this particular bass that they've been seeing in my videos, but this is an Elrick New Jazz Standard bass. And I'll go over this bass and the specs of the bass if you're interested. Just let me know if you're interested, and I'll do a whole review on this bass. Amazing, amazing bass. This has been my primary bass right now, going out and playing gigs and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll play a 4/2 as well. But this one it just has so much body and so much tone as a jazz bass, and it's just exactly what I was looking for. But anyway, if you want to know about that, I'll do a full review about the specs and everything like that. If you want to know, just let me know. But anyway, make sure your notes are coming out clean, clear, and precise. And until next time.